Alrighty, guys, friends, family, fans, and finish line focused, fantastically fine folks. Welcome to Not By Sight, my YouTube channel. My name is Disciple, and I am currently through hiking the Appalachian Trail. It's August 25th, I believe, 2017, so you may be watching this sometime in the future. But what I decided to do was take a minute and make a quick food video for the average day on the trail as a thru hiker. What is it that we eat, and how do we carry it, and how do we break it down, and what do we do? So I'm currently staying at the old Carriage Inn. It is now called Inn 32 here in North Woodstock, New Hampshire. I'm in the White Mountains currently, and I am doing my food video poolside, even though it is a little bit too chilly to be spending any time in the pool, but I thought it was a nice place to come and do a quick food video. So this is a typical day's worth of food. I'm going to start with breakfast. Typically, I do something like this. Peanut bar, salty and sweet type of peanut bar, granola bar, something like that. These kind breakfast bars are wonderful. I really like that. And then I always try to do some sort of a meaty protein, whether it's a pepperoni stick or beef jerky or one of these like beef sticks like this. But something like that. They're very lightweight, good heavy protein that helps me stay fuller longer, I believe, down the trail. But typically, I'll eat this stuff in my tent as I am packing up my gear in the morning. Then let's jump up to supper, because that's the next thing that's fairly easy. This is a typical supper for me. Ramen noodles you cannot beat for the weight to calorie ratio. They're fabulous. They taste good. You can get a million flavors. Usually you can mix them very well with some sort of a tuna that has a good flavor that complements your ramen, and you can make a great little combination right there with those two items for supper. And then I always throw in a peanut bar kind of for dessert. And I usually eat some crackers while I am either heating up my water to make my ramen or letting them soak or whatever I'm doing. If I'm going stoveless, I'll eat some peanut butter crackers to throw in there. So typically, that's my supper. Now, throughout the day, once I leave camp and I hit the trail, this is the food that I typically have with me, something like this. Now, what I always do is hike around 5 miles, and I'm starting to get a little tired. I stop, and I call it Pop-Tart time. I stop and grab some Pop-Tarts. I usually have brown sugar cinnamon or strawberry, cherry, blueberry, something like that. I have some Pop-Tarts and a couple pieces of beef jerky. Actually, I don't have the beef jerky laid out because that's in a different bag, but I do usually carry some beef jerky. So I stop and eat some Pop-Tarts, and then go down the trail a little further, and around lunchtime I stop and I either do tortillas with peanut butter and honey, or lately I've been doing these Uncrustables, and you can get obviously grape or strawberry. You can get honey filled ones, but those are super lightweight. I mean, they are just as light as air. Very high calorie to weight ratio, and they taste pretty darn good. They don't last real long, so you don't want to go, like if you're getting them shipped from home, you don't want to go too long without eating those. Like a week is about the max. They start getting a little stale. I usually throw a bag of peanut M&Ms in there to kind of supplement throughout the day. I may eat Pop-Tart, 3 pieces of beef jerky and 6 peanut M&Ms, let's say. And then I throw in at least a Cliff Bar and another granola bar, something like that, to kind of supplement one of my stops, whether it's lunch or Pop-Tart time. If I'm really hungry, I'll grab one of those. These kind bars are very healthy and good calorie dense to weight ratio. And then my favorite treat or food on the whole Appalachian Trail are these bad boys. These Gatorade protein bars, and they have nothing to do with like electrolytes. These are kind of a they're just a protein bar, like a candy bar. Fabulously delicious. You can get several flavors. I love them. Those are one of my favorite things. I usually save that for late in the afternoon when I'm starting to run out of fuel, run out of energy, and I still have several miles to get to camp, I stop and eat one of these, or I eat it while I'm hiking, and man, it powers me up and I can get on into camp no problem. So there is a typical Appalachian Trail through hike, day's worth of food. I keep it in a Ziploc bag, and then the night before I go out to hike, I put all of my snacks for the middle of the day in the bag. I put my supper in the bottom of my food bag, loose, because I know right where it's at. And then I put my breakfast stuff in like a Walmart type sack that's in my food bag to keep it ready for me to find in the dark, early in the morning, whatever. I know right where my food is for breakfast. So I grab that. This is already stashed. This my supper, and then all my snacks go in this like a Ziploc bag. I put that in the outside of my backpack. It's available all day long as I stop and eat. So there you have it, guys. That's a typical day's food on Appalachian Trail with a very high calorie to weight ratio. So hopefully that helps a little bit. If you have not yet found my channel or subscribed to it, I would love for you to consider doing so. Follow along on my Appalachian Trail through hike as I continue north. I'm only about 30 days from summiting Katahdin at this point, so we're down under the 400-mile mark. It's going great, and I'm having the time of my life. So thanks, guys, for watching the video. Hopefully it helps. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below.